Ta-da! I'm going to try to remember to stay right here today and not walk away and around. And there's things in the way more now.
It feels weird that we don't have our snowball.
I know. Hello! And welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I can get it out if it would make you feel better.
Eh.
Okay. We're wait, let me slow my roll. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Hayes' clearing off, and I think going to be cooler today than last week, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Mm-hmm. So we're just gonna let me talk because I usually take over and talk anyway.
No, I have an issue.
You have an issue?
Well,
do you have to start over?
I think I fixed the issue.
So we're trying some new tech. I got some new tech for our home, and we're trying it out here. So yes, we're wearing little lavalier lapel wireless mics. You can let us know if the sound is better or worse. I don't think we can use both that and the snowball. They all have to plug into my phone somehow. So, but I got this for home, and I didn't have a chance to show Liz the video before we filmed, but I got this for home, and since it came in a pack of 2, we're trying it here. And I got lights for home, so I got lights for, I got a second one for here that should provide us a little bit of fill light and a better stand for the mic. And oh, so fancy. I feel so fancy right now. Look at all the space.
I know.
Look, I can go like this.
And the table's clean.
And
except for the pile that you guys see, but you know.
1/3 of the table that where we are that you can't see is clean. So, and then we have all the yarn. Thank y'all for all your lovely purchases of Juniper Moon Farm Patagonia. We're in pretty low stock on some of these colors right now, or out of them. We're out of at least excuse me, one color. It's still on sale for one more day if you want to scarf some up. But, and I don't know when we'll be reordering, because this is lovely, but it doesn't allow us to always immediately reorder the things we're out of. It helps us pay other expenses too. So, yeah. So Tuesdays when we usually do our check-in. So this.
Yes.
What did you do over the weekend? I'm sorry, I asked you questions when you're trying to think and do things.
What did I do?
This is why I try not to knit on camera. I can't do both.
I did 2 things this weekend.
Ooh.
And I got them both done. First, I changed out my hair. It's been like 3 weeks. So now I have...
So 3 weeks ago.
So 3 weeks ago. I wanted green. So
it's
now
really
I have
pretty.
green with
it's like green with a little bit of blue and teal.
Blue and teal, and there's some black in there, because, you know.
And it's this lovely mossy olivey green.
Yeah.
And the light we have up might actually help you see the color better. We'll see.
It's so fun. So I did that, and then the bane of my existence, take 2, I finished my dress. The rule of measure twice, cut once. I cut and went, yeah, that's not going to work.
Did you measure once and cut twice?
Yes. Because I started this dress like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, a week ago. Anyway, it's been in process for a while, because I was like, ooh, I think I started it last weekend. I was like, I can get this done. And I measured my gray dress, which is, you know, I was like, I like how that fits. And I measured it, and then when I went to cut this one out, I was like, yeah, that looks like enough. And it wasn't. And fortunately, the fabric was like 60 inches wide, so I had enough to remake the bodice all over again. And so, yeah. By the point that I realized that it was wrong, I had already like hemmed the skirt. I didn't like how that turned out, so I redid that. I had already attached the skirt to the bodice and went,
I just can't imagine, like, I'm okay with ripping out knitting. I can't imagine ripping out, like, a dress or, like, you know, because you can't always reuse it, can you? Or can you?
It depends on, like, okay, so I had
You see what happened? What? No,
yeah.
go ahead.
So I had 5 yards of fabric that was 60 inches wide. So I had, and I like the skirt doesn't go all the way to the ground. So I had a strip this wide that was 5 yards long.
Okay.
And so it was enough. Like I still have a little bit of fabric left.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm picking at
yeah,
my,
I
I'm
still
picking at my cat scratch scabs.
it's like when you redid your cardigan and you were like, I don't want to break into a new ball of yarn, your squares.
Yeah.
And yeah. I had fabric.
You had some left. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And your sleeves, are they exactly the same as your gray sleeves, or are they
No,
different? I thought they looked.
They're just straight out sleeves, and I
What?
rolled
Oh,
them.
I turned up the sound over there. I'm sorry. We just had a lovely long message from a customer that we're going to edit out because I turned up the volume on the answering machine and I could hear it from over here. Okay.
And there were like seriously awkward pauses where we're like, yeah, we're not going to pay attention to the message, and
then we're totally paying attention to the message. So the sleeves.
So
your
the sleeves.
They're what were your gray sleeves?
They were
Because
puffs.
They were puffs.
Yeah,
okay.
like
I like the straight. I mean,
I like the
puffs,
straight
the
much
puffs
better.
Are cute too, but I like the straight. So
yeah, they're just rolled. In fact, I didn't.
And this is really, really thin stuff, right?
Yeah, it's lawn or thinner.
I hear lawn. I think Luan, or I think mowing my lawn. So yes, it is see-through.
Yes,
I like it. So I don't want to say that's all you did because that's a lot of work for the weekend.
Oh well, I did cut out a pair of pants, and then I decided I didn't like how I cut them out. So then I made pockets, and then I decided I didn't like them. And yeah, that's all I did this weekend.
A lot of no.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
So I'm wearing an old dress that has pockets underneath of this because I was like, I have to have pockets. Like there's no pockets on this. So, and I have to have pockets.
Can you pin on pockets? Oh, you have them under.
Yeah, I have them under because this is so thin. And the stuff I put in my pockets is pretty heavy. So, yeah, I put my cell phone, my 3 to 5s, and the shop phone, and my mask, and
the dresses I wear, just having my phone and maybe the shop phone.
Yeah.
Pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
I have to either have my fake pockets where I pull them up with the safety pins or actual pockets. So.
You have a fuzzy. Can I? It looks like it's part of your hair.
It is.
I'm like, I don't want to just reach across and grab at you.
My hair pills.
That would be like, it's the lovely olive green color of your hair.
Yes.
I just didn't want to be like, and have you go, whoa.
It's a spider! Get it off!
No, that's not what I thought you, okay, anyway. All right,
yeah, so that was me.
That was you. Awesome. Yep. And now how many more of those do you have to do? Is her pin loom with her blankety thing?
I haven't counted them.
That's dangerous, but okay.
I could go get them and find out.
No, you don't have to do that. That's okay. I was just,
I'll be doing these till I die.
Well, I thought you cut back and only doing half of what you were going to do.
I am. Well, I've got this much blue, which means I should be like close to being done with the blue. Like I have to do 2 more reds, and I probably have to.
So you're pretty much done with the red.
Yeah, and I might be pretty much done with the blue except for a couple more, and then I've got white. So. All
right. Well, so I finally went back. Someone reminded me because they were buying one of these the other day. The maker's board. I'm using it. I have like a piece of each of my patterns like strapped into it at this point. So all 3 of the patterns I'm doing for the make along are in this board thing somewhere. So I made progress on all 3 of my sweaters because now I've done all 3 of the intro sessions. You can still buy into the virtual sessions and get the recordings of things you've missed. You've only missed 1 so far. The next one's coming up this Sunday. And the next one coming up has a lot of information in it. I'm again, just like last time, I'm a little worried about how much I'm jamming in, but last time seemed to go okay. So the one coming up has going over increases very briefly, talking about short rows, and mostly focusing on stranded color work. So the one that I'm doing with Series A in person is the Koivua, and that's by Caitlin Hunter, and it has color work like throughout the whole thing and texture. And I started it first and got stalled at. Well, and I didn't start it first. I started it second, but then there was like the collar is 2.5 inches, so that took a while. And then the short rows. I have just barely started the color work. I want to be in the middle of the color work for each lesson, basically. And in the lessons, I want us to practice color work, not necessarily on the sweater. So this was this morning's, I've got my contrast and main colors. This was this morning's minute of meditation. And so it's still on both my needle and the barber cord that I put it on to show off for pictures. And I've only just started the color work. It's a little muddy at the top. And, oh my gosh, I have all these people calling us. It's a little muddy at the top because there were increases in with the color work. But I'm doing a color work row with increases right now. It's going to be so fun when I get to the fun part. But since it's on a partial barber cord, this is not the hairstyle to wear today for this, but I can kind of show what it's going to look like. Ta-da.
Yeah, somebody on Saturday asked, that's a really tight color. How is it going to stretch over your head? And I'm like, it's going to stretch over your head.
Well, when it's jammed on a 32-inch needle, you don't have a sense of how.
Yeah.
When, like, right now it's spread out on, like, half on the barber cord and half on the needle. When it's just on the needle, everything looks smaller. So this is the beginning, and when it's actually supposed to ride even lower. Like, it's not going to be a turtleneck collar. It's just there isn't enough weight to the sweater to actually sit the way it's supposed to right
It'll
now.
pull it.
Yeah. Because on hers, and I'm totally covering up my mic right now, so I'm getting used to using new things here, so if you can't hear me, I'm sorry about that. I just realized I was totally covering up the mic. So this is a really good this is a really good test for our tech. So that's my Koivua so far. The one I started the earliest, and then had to rip a bunch out of because I didn't do it right. So, by the way, this is supposed to be done in a 6. When I actually tested the color work, which don't panic out there if you're doing this, and I told you could start with stockinette swatches and then start the piece. This one said to swatch and color work, so I did. Most of the patterns y'all are working on with me don't need that, and most of the sweater for most of y'all is done in just stockinette, so that's the important one to have the right needle on.
The Koivua is like all color work.
It's like all color work. So, hang on. I'm losing some stitches on this one. Oh, so no. This one, it's because I don't use stitch stoppers. That's my fault. This is the Goldwing. And I need to get out another barber cord to put this one on to show y'all how this one's going. But I got maybe 10 rows into the color work or so, and then discovered, I'll hold it up like this, discovered that I had messed up on the 3rd row. And it was enough of a mess up. It's hard to see in the chart because it has room for where the increases are going to be, so it's hard to see what was going on. But I knew it wasn't going to mirror image what was on the other side. And that really upset me. So it's something I couldn't let go.
It was a lot of fun watching her pull it off the needles.
And rip it back in front of people. Yeah. In front of a class that went, what? So I want to have a dedicated set of barber cords for each of these. I just haven't picked the color out yet. So I'm using one of my most recent acquisitions for all of these to show y'all how they're going. So, again, this is going to be a good test because it's probably going to cover up the microphone again. All right, so that should be, I've slid, the barber cord is still attached to my needle tip right in here, but this should be a pretty good indication. This one was written for a 5, and I'm doing it on a 5. I got gauge. I want to be like, this is how far I've gotten on this one.
It looks really pretty.
And I wasn't sure if I was going to like this color. And like, I picked this color because it's bright and it's not my colors. But I'm loving how they're knitting up. And I'm thinking this is going to be such a gorgeous sweater. The body of it is going to be this lovely teal. The Caribbean mix. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, because like once you reach the midpoint in the color work, it flips.
Mm-hmm. Here. Ta-da! But I'm doing it in bright colors. So, there's that one. And I should mention, this one is the main color's Patagonia. It's going to be a little see-through. Not like, oh my gosh, you know, you can see my skivvies. But the stitch definition is a little loose. It might fluff up with wear because this is a light DK.
I think it's gonna.
I think it's gonna be lovely, and it's so squishy to knit with. It's fantastic. Okay, so my last one, that the color work is somewhat the simplest on it, and I started it with, but it's really fun. I started it with my 3rd class. I'm doing Tin Can Knits, Mountain Mist, and I'm gonna have enough left over that I'm probably going to make at least one hat. I have a whole series of hats with a yarn that we haven't reordered in a while. But this is the Mountain Mist. And the cool thing about this one is the color work is in between increases. So you increase to a certain point and then do the color work with no increases and then go back to increasing. And at this point I actually have to slow my roll because I'm into the last color. And I need to save it for the next lesson, where I'm showing color work. I will say that this one has, where it's simpler color work, you start right off the bat with a really long stretch between your contrast colors, so you may actually want to lock them down, whereas the other ones I'm doing, there's not a whole lot of places where I feel the need to lock my floats down. And if you don't know what that means, check out my color work videos or come to the classes. So I do have to find this in amongst everything. But so one color that I'm using, oh, here it is, it's right here, but I want to try to find all my other colors. Okay, then I can put this away.
Her bag of mystery.
It's just a hot mess of all my projects. So so this is an example of when your sweater is all jimmied up on your 32-inch circulars and you're going, this isn't gonna fit. What? Like, if I tried to put this over my head right now, it would not work. The pattern said I was gonna need maybe just over 1 skein of my color 2, which I start with, I think, and I have this much left over from my first skein. It's so lovely. Gauge for this, they recommended a size 8 needle. I got gauge on a 6. So this is one of the reasons I tell people to test their gauge. Is you never know with the yarn. This is really fluffy yarn, so it was pushing my stitches bigger. So I had to go way down. I knew after my first gauge swatch that I could probably jump down 2 needle sizes and be okay, and I was. I'm just getting into my 3rd color here, or my 4th color. Like I said, I have enough here to at least do a hat with these same colors, right?
Oh, that would be gorgeous.
Wouldn't that be cool to have a coordinating hat? I think so. All right, I've got
Quick
one barber. Yes?
Interruption.
Uh-huh.
You said you knew enough that you could go down 2 needle sizes.
To try my gauge swatch.
To try
test.
your gauge.
Because I tested again. I didn't just start with my 6. I swatched again.
Yeah.
But yes.
But my question for people that are watching, because like, well, it's not a question, it's more of a comment, but you gauge swatch so much that you know about how much difference
in the middle needle sizes, so like 5 to like 9, I can estimate that. So I gauge with this was an 18, and 18 stitches over 4 inches. Usually the gauge is listed for 4 inches. It's a bigger chunk than an inch. It's 10 centimeters, so it's a nice it's a nice round number in the metric system. And but I was supposed to get 18, and I got 16 stitches, which if you divide that by inches, that means like it was a half stitch. Yeah, and actually usually I could guess that with a half stitch I would only need to go down a needle size. Like, again, in the middle with those 0.5 millimeters, I can make estimates like that based on how much gauge swatching I've been doing. But I was like, these stitches are so big, only 16 stitches. Like if it's like 20 stitches and I need a half stitch, that's actually a smaller distance than 16 to 18, that size half stitch. But I was just like, okay, these stitches are so big, I'm going to jump right over the 7 and go to the 6. And I also knew if the 6 was too small, then the 7's probably going to work. I may have swatched with the 7 if I needed to, though.
But
anyway.
Some of that is the constant practice of swatching, like,
yes.
because. Yeah.
But even with the constant practice of swatching, though, I'm not necessarily going to do one swatch and say, this didn't work, so I'll pick up these other needles and start my project.
Yes, no, I wasn't.
No, I know you weren't saying that. I'm making that very clear. That even though I know kind of what might happen, I'm never going to assume. I'm going to test again. Because that, the whole makes an ass out of you and me type thing. Okay, since this is the longer cord, I'm just taking this actually completely off my sewing cord. I'm having trouble with words again today, but I don't think it's a migraine. I think it's just life.
It's Monday.
It's our
Tuesday.
Monday. It's true.
Whatever.
I sent you a funny reel about that, but I won't talk about it on air.
Okay,
so.
I have a funny for you too about that.
We've got funnies for each other we can share later. Okay, so this whole thing, I really maybe can get another half row done at most, and then I'm almost through the color work, so I have to stop. I'm already done with this color. Like, look how much is left of my color B. So I'm using Friday Harbor. We've got Ecru, Turquoise Pebble, Blue Coral, and then Capers. And I wanted the Blue Ridge Mountain colors. I know someone in our virtual classes is doing Seattle, like she's doing Washington colors, and she's using like a dark and stormy sky, like a slate blue, and then a light color for her first color for like snow-capped mountains, and I just think that's brilliant. I think that's fantastic. This one has the short rows after the color work, so I don't have any shaping. Hello. I'm sorry if I made noise. This is going to take a while
to get used to.
Well, trying things on doesn't work with the mic, but But look at that. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. That's going to be so pretty.
Oh, wow. we see. Ooh.
And I only have the little bits of the lowest mountains. So this color, the Capers, is going to be the body of the sweater. And I just think that's going to be fantastic. So this has just straightforward diamond-shaped color work in it. And I know my mic is down on the table, so I have no idea if it's picking up my voice right now. Here, I'm going to... Yeah, this is going to take some getting used to. And I don't even know. I feel like having it right against my neck is going to be... We'll find out. Okay, so... the top part up here, though, there's like 11 stitches between stitches of blue. And I don't like going more than, like, say, 6 stitches, maybe 7. If I can push it and not have to lock things in place, I will. But I had to lock in here. And I feel like you can see it, but from the camera, I can't see it. So we'll go over, like, how to keep your... Floats loose. I am flipping all my letters around today. How to keep your floats loose and how to lock things. I lock things in different directions with this. in our next lesson, virtual lesson, which is this Sunday, which is, I want to say, the 17th. I can't remember. So,
I think
anyway. I'm going to take this off now. It's just, I'm not used to having a bright color up on my face, but I kind of like it. It's okay.
I think it looks really good.
And it's going to look good with the colors, right?
Both the orange and the white, the cream, the natural, whatever, look really good.
And I already have a sweater in these two colors, top and bottom, all in ribbing, and I'm loving this yarn. Friday Harbor is one of my favorites. I mean, I'm biased. It's like saying cables are my favorites. No brioche is my favorite. No lace is my... There's about 4 or 5 yarns in the shop that I will say they're all my favorite because they are. Because I really love them. For a worsted weight, this has a good chunky feel to it and good stitch definition. It's not machine washable, but some of the greats aren't. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that's my 3 sweaters. I really want to do another one, but I should finish my Tecumseh or other things first.
3 torsos.
I will do that. Okay, look how far I got on these. 3. You mean 3 yolks, right?
3 yolks.
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Which sounds like we're making scrambled eggs. I will do the torsos.
And the sleeves.
Sure. Especially because I have to show them to people. I will do it just to spite Liz because Liz thinks I won't. I mean, it'll be easier with the Koivua because there's color work, but
There's stuff to keep your attention all the way through, but
okay.
At some point on a knit night near you, it will be, I have no mindless knitting to do.
Did I show y'all that? Now I'm out of barber cords. Did I show y'all that I got I got to sleeve separation, so I'm moving away from my...
I think...
Have I showed this?
So, but I can't remember.
I probably showed this on Thursday, maybe. When did I can't check, it's on my phone. Where are my yellow ones? Yellow? Yellow! Ha 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 ha! I think I have to try this on. And if y'all already saw it, I've done 2 more rows when I was waiting for the dentist yesterday for my 6-month cleaning. So, that means I've made progress on it. So, ha. Because I think we can go for a couple more minutes here. So, why don't we go over the schedule while I'm doing this? So, what is happening tonight, Liz?
Tonight from 7 to 9 Eastern Time.
So you look like a moss monster. I love it. I'm looking at you on camera. I mean, that's not all she looks like. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's like, oh, it's so cool. Sorry. 7 to 9 p.m. U.S. time, Eastern time tonight. What's happening?
We have virtual sit and stitch on Zoom. Get in with the shop phone number 828-877-3550.
Sorry, I'm making you do both.
It's
parts.
okay.
This is on a 4, which is like pushing the limits of the barber cord in terms of the material I'm using. I'm using alpaca here, which is soft and grabby. So it's like I have to do some.
You didn't try it on Tuesday.
Oh, you're looking?
It's us.
If I didn't do it on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure this happened in the middle of last week. Maybe not. I don't know.
Let me look and see.
No, okay, I put it in this week's newsletter.
You might have tried it on for sit and stitch.
Oh, which means most of y'all haven't seen this. Because we get like 12 people on sit and stitch, and we have 300 people watching this. So I'm going. I'll get there. Vamp, Liz. No.
You did not try it on Thursday.
I get to try it on. Okay, so this is the Dingley Dell, which is a silly name, I feel like, but it's an Isabell Kraemer, and it's named after something super specific, so that's why it's got a silly name. So I go with it. And this is the Herrior Fine, which is alpaca with a little bit of nylon. I would not normally make a top out of just alpaca by itself. It's fingering weight on a size 4 needle. So, and I'm at the part where it's mindless knitting. Speaking of mindless torso knitting.
Yes.
I'm on Torso Island right now.
Okay. She says that, but it's striped. So every so many rows,
That's
she
true.
changes colors. So she's going to keep going with this more than just mindless knitting because it's striped, and she wants to see what the next stripe does.
And I just want to get it done. It's going to be so pretty. I'm tempted to pretty soon take a break from the torso and finish up the collar and the sleeves because, and I know I'm putting this on over my mic. You don't have to tell me. I'm going to see what happens because it's a V-neck. I have sleeves too, so hang on. Hello. Can you help with the back a little? Okay. So these 3 colors hanging on the wall, Liz went, ooh, wouldn't that be pretty striped? And I went,
now I have to stripe it.
challenge accepted.
Oh, that looks
it's
gorgeous.
So pretty. Look at that. And this V, I know this V looks like super like, whoa. There's going to be ribbing that comes up over this. And it's still going to be deep, but look at that shoulder. Isn't that a sweet shoulder? That is such a, and I just follow the directions.
It's a gorgeous sleeve.
I'm like the example of following the directions can be good. Like this is the collar is going to pull, the ribbing's going to pull this in a little bit, but I think the fit is still going to be really, really nice. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I know it's not stranded colorwork. It's not our August make-along, and it's so soft. It's so soft. All the other ones, I love all those yarns. It's so soft.
It's alpaca.
It's so the 3 colors, yes, and that is really what makes it so soft. It's Via Blanca and Pampa Sunrise, I think, and then Piglet. And again, it was this pink. The pink is new, and I'm like, I love this color. The pink is not, like soft pink's not my thing. But when Liz said, what about, I went, ooh. So, and this, when I started, I'm like, this is all I need, really? And look how much I have left. And I just have, I mean, yes, I have a hefty torso to cover. But I just have torso knitting, and the sleeves, the collar up here is only about 10 rows. The sleeves, it's only about a dozen more rows because there's not much more happening with the sleeves before they're done. So it's really just the torso knitting. But that's another reason I might take a break at one of the color changes coming up and just finish up here and the sleeves is then I know I can keep going until these run out if I wanted a really long torso because everything else is done. So
It
this
looks
is
all soft and warm.
It is, which means I'm gonna have to take it off soon because it's not that cold outside yet. And see, the V-neck works with the little microphone-y thing.
Yeah.
So I never watch our videos like fully again, so someone can let us know how muffled it is when there's knitting on top of it, because it's gonna happen again, you know. And this is gonna be lovely to wear over my dresses, and oh, it's so much fun. Having too much fun. I've said it before. I'm like, sweaters, tops, sweaters, whatever you want to call them, because not everyone calls the short sleeve one jumpers. They are my happy place right now. And as the shop owner, I ought to be diversifying and making some other things. And I do have some other things on needles. I have a ton of unfinished projects at home. But sweaters are my happy place right now. If I can do it, you can too. We might not get them done in the same time, but I have someone who's working on the pressed flowers cardigan who's totally going to finish it before me because I've diversified too much within the category of tops. But yeah, anyway.
I'm just trying to get Christmas done. I do have my sweater
I don't even know what I'm doing
that I'll
for
work
Christmas.
on Sunday, my thistle sweater.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep that to, I'm working on it during the sweater knit along classes because otherwise I wouldn't get anything else done.
Yeah. Like me? What?
No, I have Christmas knitting I have to get done. So
okay. I'm following.
Actually, it's not knitting. There's like 1 or 2 knits, but the rest are crochet.
I'm actually thinking about doing like face cloths and things or dishcloths or something like that for the family. And that might work for my niece, but I don't think it might work for my nephew, but I don't know. Like, he won't acknowledge it to the general public, but I don't think he acknowledges anything I knit to the general public anyway. Anyway, we're going to go and, I was like, I'm going to have to carry this around as I shut this off. I'm just going to reach out and shut this off. So, okay, we have Sit and Stitch tonight, which we already went over. And we have VSC tomorrow. So it's your last day to get this lovely stuff. We'll pick something new tomorrow. I don't think all of our fun yarn is coming in yet.
Yeah, I still see Patagonia on the wall.
We still have a little bit of I mean, can you tell? There's some bare patches. We still have some Patagonia on the wall. Yeah, we'll pick something else kind of fun for tomorrow and figure it out. So I have to go listen to that really long message and take this off and stuff. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Say the thing.
Oh, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.